So I actually got this idea from editing last video. I just sat back and looked at my random collection of Prime bottles and thought I could make custom ones. Now, when brainstorming, I thought of two categories, one being literally just other words but for Prime, like Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime. And then for the second category, I literally just picked words that rhymed with Prime that I thought I could make fun of. So Prime, and then Rhyme, and then Dime, and then Time, and then Lime. After a little bit more brainstorming, I thought of 4 words that would be made fun of Prime, which would be crime, mime, slime, and time. But with the Y. So starting off, I wanted to make a base template. So for each idea, I had somewhere to start, which meant I had to go get a lot of Prime. Then I chose one bottle, took the label off and flattened it and got the correct measurements. So the top, the bottom, and the height. Now I had all the dimensions and pretty much all the information I needed to make the base template that I could copy and paste to the other ideas. One little Easter egg that I did want to throw in because I'm designing it. For the barcode, I saw that there were a bunch of random numbers, right? So I basically spelled out KSILPPB, which is KSI Logan Paul Prime Bottle, and then got the corresponding letters to numbers of where they are in the alphabet to become that barcode. Also, in designing this template, I accidentally completely found the exact font used for where it says like hydration drink or whatever. It's Termina, if you're wondering, on Adobe Fonts. And if you want to make your own kind of like, I'm doing crime and mime, and they're not the actual logo of Prime, but I needed somewhere to start. I used the font Amplitude, again, also on Adobe Fonts, super close to the actual Prime font, where it's like super condensed, super bold and thick. Yeah, if you want to make your own, you can kind of just use that font. But the first custom bottle was Mime. This one, I had a pretty good idea where I just wanted the background to be kind of stripes, giving off that like mime feel. This did create some problems because since the background was black and white, I couldn't just make the text one color. So I did have to make the text an outline and then give it an outer stroke so it was still legible. Next bottle up is Crime, which I thought this one would be cool to have crime going vertically down like caution tape, like on the yellow tape thing. I thought that related enough. I also wanted to make the tape offset to one of the directions, so it felt like kind of the stress and chaotic feel of the tape, like crazy, like caution. But I didn't want to like completely angle the text to flow that way, if that makes sense, because I think the whole like emphasis of Prime's branding is that super gridded, blocky text going down the front of the bottle. Slime was the next design, and this one was easily one of the most fun ones to design. Since it's slime, I wanted it to make it seem like it was coming out of the bottle, so like oozing at the top. I think that kind of added more to the slime aspect. And again, I'm actually no illustrator. I am not great at drawing at all. I usually work with geometric text cartoony based styles. So I ended up looking up tutorials on YouTube for like slime lighting. That's oddly enough a tutorial. For the last rhyming bottle, which was Thyme, I ended up getting clip art images from online, image tracing them, and then putting them in the backdrop. So it wasn't too heavy on the design, but kind of just a little bit there. Okay, moving on to the other Prime bottles, I thought of 4 ideas. Like I said, there was Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, but also Optimus Prime and Rockstar in his Prime. Now, I know the Juice WRLD community kind of has an opinion about everything regarding him since his passing, whether that's music, projects, collaboration, drama. There's a lot. I didn't want to fuel the fire by just throwing more shit like, Juice WRLD this, Juice WRLD that. But I am a fan of his music, and he did happen to have a pretty well-known song called Rockstar in his Prime, which I thought fit this project really well. So starting with that design, I took kind of one of his biggest kind of iconic values about him, which was his 99999 design. That was across a lot of his clothing, and I took that logo, image traced it, put it in the background. That became kind of like almost a Louis Vuitton pattern style. And then I made the color a darker red because it fit more of like the edgier sense, but it wasn't like completely black. Then I added the Rockstar in his text in like a really edgy rockstar-y type font. And I think this turned out really good. Amazon Prime is next. That was easily the fastest design. I think this took 8 minutes, mostly because I just needed to slap the logo above the Prime, change the color to like the Amazon Prime Video colors, which was like a light and dark blue, and then take the like smile icon and put it at the bottom in the middle. The goal was to try and get it to wrap all the way around the bottle, like seamlessly, if it was printed. Now, this next bottle is by far my favorite. Maybe I'm a little biased because I used to stream on Twitch, but this bottle, for the Twitch Prime bottle, I decided to use their new gradient that they're pushing on like all their social platforms, where it's like super bright and it's not just the one purple color. Also, that would have been too similar to grape, so I wanted to make sure it stood out. So besides the gradient, how could I make this design more Twitch integrated? How could I speak to the streamer that thinks they need this product? And most importantly, what stands out on Twitch? Besides their CEO making awful business decisions, I went with emotes. Just to kind of refreshen up my, I don't know, knowledge. I went back to one of my stream VODs that I have on one of the spare channels, and I saw that I did a tier list of emotes, at least in my chat. So from that tier list, I kind of got the top 20 emotes that either were most used or the ones that I like the most, and literally just flung them around on the design. Not gonna lie, this does look pretty damn real. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I could see this being sold like this. Probably not the emotes. Like, realistically, it would probably just be the gradient if it was real. However, I think the emotes make it look that much more customizable. And for the last bottle design, we got Optimus Prime. This one, again, was pretty simple. I just wanted to keep that metallic-y feel from the logo and put that on the text and have that as the gradient in the background. Now, we have all the designs digitally, but I wanted more. I could walk away right now with all the digital designs. I even made mockups, which I think look really cool. But again, that would make me no different than any other custom Prime YouTube video out there right now. So I wanted to print them on its empty bottle. This is the reason this video took 2 weeks instead of 1. First, when looking at the bottle, you may notice that the top is a different smaller size than the bottom. So when originally designing and even measuring, I made the top of the label smaller than the bottom. This didn't work. So then I thought, oh, what sticks to like a curved surface and paper does when it's wet? My genius idea thought it would be, oh, let me print everything out, wait for the ink to dry, soak it in water, and then put it on the bottle. Again, this didn't work, let alone the ink definitely would have ran off the paper. So then I got to a third option thinking, oh, let's think three-dimensionally. I'm designing paper that's flat right now. What if I just design everything in a circle and cut out the middle, and then I can put that through the top of the bottle and it'll wrap around the outside? Sounded much better in concept. It, again, didn't work. So at this point, I'm pretty damn frustrated because I have everything done but the last step. I also don't own a printer, so I didn't want to just spend my whole day at Office Depot just printing out copy after copy, wasting money. So I traced on paper on my laptop to see trial and error if the bottle would fit the right proportions. So after hours of researching, I finally found the missing word for what my problem was. I needed to design a label on a tapered bottle. And thankfully, there's literally a video that is a whole tutorial long of how to design a die line for a curved cup that tapers. So I did just that. I followed this tutorial. I actually followed it incorrectly with the wrong measurements. Then I followed it again much faster, and it got me doing some like calculus shit. There's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of shapes, there's a lot of measurements, and would you be surprised? It didn't work. But upon reflection, this is because even for the curved die line, that is on a tapered, straight cup. See how this is straight? This is literally just flat. Prime bottle, however, is not flat. This is tapered, but it's also curved. So what I do next? Well, I do anything any other graphic designer would do. I shrunk the design to the smaller space. So it's not technically the same. Instead of the print going all the way to the top, I just had it stop at the perfect cylindrical measurement. So after moving some stuff around and tracing and printing, I finally got it to fit. So then I went to go print, tested it out, cut them out. And finally, after that whole process, which took way too long, we have the prints that we can finally put on the goddamn bottles. Okay, so here are all the bottles fully done. Yeah, the bottle cap, obviously I couldn't get that to be the exact same color as the design. But yeah, that's how they all turned out. They're not bad, but I really wish I could have figured out that printing thing. As a collection, I think it's kind of lit. I mean, there's a lot of versatility. This one, dude, I'm sorry, do you see this? I mean, I'm gonna show close-ups of them like one-on-one, but god damn. While I was taking the labels off to put these ones on these bottles, I did think I find the answer to getting the label on the top, which is it has to be heated on, like kind of like a shirt print where it's heated on the curve so there's no bubbles. Because when I was taking one of the labels off, there was plastic and the paper that split. So again, I guess I couldn't have done anything in hindsight, but again, yeah, these are the final designs. Super thrilled about them. Also super glad I made the mock-ups because I think those represent them better, since you're not gonna be able to hold this like I can. Let me know what your favorite is down in the comments. Like I said, easily the Twitch one for me, because I don't know, maybe I'm biased. Or the slime one. The slime one turned out really good too. But thank you guys so much for watching. This project took an incredible amount of time. Please subscribe if you are new around here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next video.